In 2025, Ripple bought a number of businesses. Treasury had to be one of the most important ones. Why? Let me read this to you and show you how this new blockchain technology is changing everything, how it's changing the old banking system, and how everyone will have to quickly adopt this technology or get left behind. This is a great post by Max Avery, Swirl. It's clear that this next step is about takeover and old financial infrastructure since Ripple dropped a 1 billion G bank. This is a company that makes software that tells big companies where their cash is sitting in dozens of countries. Treasury can link up with 13,000 banks. About $12.5 trillion worth of payments are made through it every year. Volvo has it. It's used by Subway. It's used by more than 1,000 businesses in 160 countries to handle their money. Then why does the blockchain company want this? This is the issue. Ripple can see. When a company has cash in 30 different countries, the treasurer can't see where the money is right away. It can take 3 to 5 days to send that money, or even worse, a wire from the US to Asia. 3 to 7% of that move is taken up by fees, and during this whole process, no one knows for sure where the money is. There's no way to tell the CFO of a Fortune 500 company to rebuild everything around blockchains. Blockchains work around the clock for free and settle in second. These groups have rules they have to follow and processes that are deeply integrated. Treasury takes care of that. It's already set up. The finance people believe it. Their workflows are based on it. Ripple did more than just buy tech. They also bought the access and relationships that were already there. It's smart that Ripple isn't making people give up regular banking. Treasury can still connect to AC and SWIFT, but it can now also connect to blockchain lines. Treasurers can pick based on what's going on. People can use traditional banking for regular payments within the same country if they want to, but blockchain's the only way to make quick foreign payments. Moving transactions will start to use that choice since it has the same interface, more than one rail, and the benefits of blockchain. The deal makes more sense when you look at what else Ripple has bought. This is not just one buy, it's part of a well-thought-out plan. Metacalico was the first to buy it, and they paid $250 million for it in May 2023. They set up institutional security so that big businesses can safely store their digital assets. Without a safe place to store it, banks won't move valuable things through blockchain. The next one was Hidden Road, which cost $1.25 billion. It is now known as Ripple Prime. Every year, they clear more than $3 trillion in FX, crypto, swaps, and fixed incomes. They also work with 300 institutional companies who move billions of dollars every day. The Ripple stablecoin, RLUSD, can now be used as collateral for all of Ripple Prime's goods. When institutions hold stablecoins, they can use them to borrow money, trade derivatives, and make interest on capital that would otherwise be idle. Then there's Rail, which will be built for $200 million in August 2025 to allow safe coin payments between businesses. For some payments, companies can skip correspondent banking altogether with high-frequency cross-border transactions. Now think about how this works as a whole. A big company uses Treasury to find $50 million that is sitting in a European branch and won't be needed for another 60 days. It takes minutes instead of days for that stable coin system to settle when they move that cash through rails. If you compare it to regular lines, you might be able to save 60 to 90% on costs. That money is put to work on Ripple Prime to earn interest while it's still available. The company can get the money back right away when it needs it. Medico makes sure that everything is safe and legal at all times. Traditional banking and digital assets can work together through a single interface that can do many things. One of the best things about RLUSD is that it is fully reserved and backed by US dollar accounts at BNY Mellon. That custody connection is the most important for institutions that are worried about counterparty risk. Companies that do business in various countries, deal with currencies, and have large cash positions that need to be actively managed are most likely to benefit. The way the Treasury usually works means that money is often stuck in transport or in accounts that aren't useful. Ripple has spent more than $2.7 billion just putting these together in 2025, and now they have a straight line to corporate finance. They already have the balance sheet and the regulatory approvals. They are following a plan and no one can stop them. That was added by me, Bart. This is Brad Garlinghouse. It states, with today's close of Hidden Road, now Ripple Prime, Ripple has announced 5 major acquisitions in 2 years. All of those were gone through. This is also a big step and moment for Ripple. Humanoid robots are becoming more real in the business world. And Humanoid Global Holdings Corp, ticker Robo, is setting itself up to be one of the best ways to invest in this change. Morgan Stanley says that by 2050, the market for humanoid robots, which includes services and supply lines, could be worth more than $5 trillion. Unit costs have dropped by more than 40% since 2022, but the cost of labor keeps going up. This creates a loop of people adopting power. Humanoid Global is an openly traded investment company that only makes humanoid robots and robots with AI built in. It's an easy idea. Most of the top humanoid companies are still private, but Robo gives buyers in the public market a wide range of ways to get into this new value chain. This idea comes from the fact that there are structural worker shortages and aging populations around the world. As hardware, batteries, and AI models get better quickly, many studies show that many jobs today are good candidates for integrating humanoid technology. This is especially true in manufacturing, transportation, and healthcare. Humanoid Global puts money into hardware, software, and tools. On the robotic side, there are companies like Agility Robotics and Apptronic. Formic Technologies offers robots as a service and automation, and How to Robot is a global market for automation solutions. The team is looking for strong intellectual property, IP, proven innovation, the ability to make money, and managers with a history of running businesses. The company is actively run, and its success is tracked by advisory and technical committees. Funding is tied to technical milestones, and these committees share their capital and customer networks to help portfolio companies grow. Humanoid Global only has a little more than 51 million fully diluted shares out there as of late November 2025. At a price of $1.15 per share, this means that the company is worth about 59 million Canadian dollars on the stock market. At the provider level, there are no fees for management or performance review. This portfolio can be reached directly by buyers through the tickers Robo, RBO, HF, and OXM1. If you believe in physical AI, the last part of the AI change that you can't see is robots that can think, sense, and act in the real world. Humanoid Global wants to be a platform for that theme that gets going quickly. The text will tell you everything you need to know. Come back to the movie. I also wanted to play this. This is from an interview with the CEO of Treasury that CoinDesk did right after Ripple. Good times for you guys. Let's just set the scene here and talk about what Treasury did and why it was done. A lot of people don't know, but the XRP army does. Yes. In other words, we are a program company that makes the Treasury function automatic. To put it another way, think of us as the dashboard that a CFO or manager uses to run the Treasury department of a big company. So what kinds of assets does that software work with right now? What kinds of users have you been serving? How much of that is digital Treasury and how much is traditional Treasury? Yes, we work with companies around the world like American Airlines, Subway, and Hartford Insurance. Right now, I'd say most of it is standard. In all the places where we do business, some of that change is starting to happen, especially in the last 6 months in the digital asset space.